Germany has never disappointed when it comes to stunning, powerful, and perfectly engineered cars. You just have to look at what BMW and Mercedes are doing today to understand just how advanced the country is in its automotive endeavors. Well, in this video, we're going to take you back to the golden era of cars, taking a look at the most stunning classic cars the nation has ever produced. So, without further ado, here are the top 5 greatest German classic cars of all time. Oh, and you'll want to stick around till the end. This last one is awesome. Let's kick things off with the 1929 Mercedes-Benz 680S Barker Tourer. This was actually one of the first Benzes to ever be produced, and it certainly stood the test of time. In terms of design, this thing is stunning. The long, rounded bonnet, coupled with those skinny tires and rounded headlights, make for a perfect classic look and one which is timeless even today. And the 680 isn't just a pretty face. Under the bonnet, it comes fitted with a 7-liter straight-six engine that produces an impressive 200 horsepower. It'll even reach a top speed of 115 miles per hour. Not bad for something that doesn't have a solid roof. The next car on our list is one that every petrolhead loves, well aside from Jeremy Clarkson, the Porsche 911. This car first came out in 1963 and was actually called the 901. And let me tell you something, it was beautiful. The aggressive bodywork, coupled with the wide windscreen, shiny metal underbody, and sloping roof made for a timeless design that is still used for inspiration when new 911s are produced. And under the hood, the 901 was something to behold. It came equipped with a 6-cylinder air-cooled boxer engine producing 130 horsepower. With this engine equipped, the 901 could reach a top speed of 136 miles per hour, which is impressive even by today's standards. Ultimately, the 901 paved the way for a generation of cars that have been at the forefront for several decades now, which is why it deserves to be remembered as one of the greatest German classic cars of all time. Now, if I told you to think of a classic VW, what's the first thing that would come to your mind? A 1950s Beetle? Correct! It's not a record-breaking or eye-watering vehicle, but there's no denying that the original Beetle was one of the most revolutionary cars the world has ever seen. At the time, this car was one of, if not the first car that could be purchased and driven by the masses. And you know what? The styling is pretty adorable. You can't help but smile when you see the disproportionate headlights and overly rounded bonnet that makes the Beetle look like a school kid who's just lost its mom. The Beetle is also one of the best-selling cars of all time. Shortly after its release, the Beetle was selling over 100,000 units in the United States alone. The 1950s Beetle was ultimately one of the biggest advancements in the automotive world and definitely deserves a place on this list. The fourth car on our list is the legendary Audi Quattro. First released in 1980, this thing went on to dominate the rally scene. The Quattro made use of new tech like a center diff and a torque sensing system. Coupled with this, the Quattro is a masterpiece in design. The sharp angles, long body, and classic interior LCD instrument cluster are a perfect representation of the golden era of rallying, making the original Quattro one of the best cars to come out of Germany. The final car on this list is the stunning 1969 Mercedes-Benz 280 SL Pagoda. This thing is literally the example of a classic German convertible, and few vehicles can match its presence. Under the hood, the Pagoda is pretty impressive too. The 2.8-liter inclined 6-cylinder produced 168 horses, making a beautiful sound and giving the Pagoda a serious kick. Oh, and did we mention that this thing is worth millions of dollars today? So, there were the top 5 greatest German classic cars of all time. It's a joy to see these things in the flesh, so we couldn't even imagine what owning one would be like. Make sure to like the video if you found it interesting, and comment with your favorite German classic car below. And consider subscribing to our channel so you never miss out on another classic car video.